Good morning everyone, hope you're all having a lovely Saturday. Look how beautiful this dahlia is. Isn't it just gorgeous? It's been the star of our garden this summer and it's still producing and hopefully it will keep going for another couple of weeks. It's just so beautiful. It's a pinnate, P-I-N-N-A-T-E if you want to get a tuber for next year. I'm going to pop it right there because it's giving me so much sunshine and such a cloudy day. And how about that storm last night? Oh my God, I hope a lot of you haven't been too affected by it. So how are you getting on with your paper white Narcissi and your hyacinths? It was so exciting to hear and read so many of your comments that you were going to get started on them. So this is one of the pots that you'll remember I planted last week. And as you can see, the shoots have started to come up, which is very exciting. Can you see the little green tops on them? I've been watering them every day and having a little chat with them and keeping them in the sunny spot, and they're all coming up really, really well. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we've been doing in the garden this week. We planted out the broad beans. I know it seems really odd to be planting out broad beans in this cold weather, but if you plant them now, they'll be ready in spring, so something to really look forward to. I've planted out 5 rows in 2 different spots so that we have loads of broad beans for the springtime. In about 4 or 6 weeks time, they'll start to shoot up a little bit, and then when the frost comes, I'll cover it with fleece to protect them. Then we also did the onion sets, did white onions, shallots and red onions. I'm going to do my garlic tomorrow. So this is a beautiful plat of, one of the plats of the garlic that we grew ourselves here at Broadspear. So I want to show you how you get your garlic prepped before you plant it out to help it from diseases. You soak it in water and compost. So, oh, this isn't staying up. There we go. Now, so you get your bulb of garlic like this. So basically, 1 clove of garlic makes 1 bulb of garlic. So if you count out the space that you have, you want to leave about 10 centimetres in between each garlic clove that you plant. You don't necessarily have to plant them in vegetable beds. You can plant them in pots. You can plant them in little seed trays like this. They do need to be 20 centimetres long, which is about that much, I think. But you just tear apart your garlic cloves. They do recommend that you don't use shop bought garlic because we grew this ourselves. I think it's going to be fine. But you could just get it from the garden centre if you wanted to. So yeah, count out how many bulbs you want to have growing. And then in here, I've started already this morning, I've got a little jar that's full of water and compost mixed together. And I'm going to soak my garlic cloves in their skin overnight. And then tomorrow I'm going to plant them out. I'll share that on my stories. But maybe it's something that you guys could get started today. And then have beautiful garlic next spring. Wouldn't that be good? In that goes. So basically 1 clove, 1 bulb of garlic. Isn't that fantastic that from 1 clove or 1 bulb of garlic, you know, like this here, that you're able to really populate it. And fresh garlic that you grow yourself tastes so much better than shop bought garlic. Then the other thing that I'm doing this weekend is I'm seed saving. So all these beautiful flowers, all you have to do is dry out the seeds and then plant them out again or sow them out again next spring, and it'll save you money. You don't have to buy the seeds again. And it's a really lovely thing to do, you know, during the winter like this, because now is the time to do it, when your flowers are just becoming to look a little bit like this. So this is a lovely fern leaf yarrow. This is what it looks like when it's in full bloom, which is also beautiful dried. And this is what it looks like when you want to save the seeds from it. So you want to wait for this to look like this before you start saving the seeds. I've started a few already this morning in here. And then all you do is you pull off all the tops like that, sprinkle them all out, and then I would let them in here for about a week to drop or to properly dry off until you store them away in a little brown envelope for next spring. There we go, nearly there. Oh, my fingers smell so good. God, they smell so good. It actually smells better on my fingers than it does directly. There we go, and that's it. Just let those dry out. There's plenty there, and that'll be enough for me to start replanting again next year, resowing next year. The other ones that I love doing, this one here is a purple top vervain, which is so pretty. And again, I'm going to let this dry out before I actually pull them off. So I'm just going to pull these together like that, and then I can either hang them down like this, or else you can just hang them in a dry place or pop them in a dry place, spread them out and just let them dry off a little bit. The other ones that I've been doing are the beautiful nigella seed flowers, which are absolutely beautiful. This is what it looks like when the actual flower is all dried. But when it's in full bloom, you can have a Google of it, the nigella seed flower. It's so beautiful. It just springs up like that, like a little bit of magic. The seeds are inside it. So you just pull this all open, and then inside out come the seeds, and they're little black seeds like this. See them like there? And then you pop these straight into your brown envelope. Just got a few more to pop in, and then that's it done. And then I got these ones online. They're quite handy. They're really, really small little pocket ones, and it has a little space where you can write the seed name and the date collected and any growing notes. So I'm just going to write on that. Nigellas. And today is, what date is today? 30 days of September. Is it the 30th or the 1st of October? I should know that. And I basically then just pop it away in a dry spot. Now it needs to be a dry spot. If it's damp, they will rot, so it has to be a little dry spot. Other things that I've started drying out here are my cosmos. I love cosmos so much. I wanted to show you this beautiful flower. This is one of my favourite cosmos. It's called the Double Click Cranberry. It's a beautiful colour, but also beautiful texture to its leaf. I absolutely adore it. And this is what it looks like when it's drying out. So you don't want to pick it until it looks like this, as in pick it to, to get the seeds, until it looks like this. The inside then, when you open it up, let me just show you that. When you open up the bud like that, they need to be this colour. If they're green, they're not ready yet. So you just leave them on the plant until they're gone a kind of a creamy brown colour. And then when they're that colour, I just pop them in here, or just like the vervain, and I just pop them to the side and let them dry out a little bit. And then I'll do this thing that I just did there with the yarrows, and then into my little envelopes. I've also got cornflowers. I just love cornflowers. You can never have enough cornflowers, and they look amazing, and pots full of them and everything. So I have a whole bag of them. I started these a couple of weeks ago. I've got a whole bag of them drying out. Now that is going to be some job, taking all the seeds out of here. But anyhow, that'll be another weekend's job. But I've got them in here. They're nice and warm, and they're in a dry spot, so they will be absolutely fine in there. Other things that I have saved are delphiniums, blue delphiniums. Let me just show you what the seed looks like. That's the seed of the blue delphinium. I also have foxgloves, purple foxgloves. They're my nigella seeds that I just did there. And then I'll just keep collecting and collecting until I have all the seeds that I want for next year. The other thing I wanted to share with you, probably sharing it too much with you this week, is I keep a diary. I think every gardener will definitely advise to keep a diary. It's the most gorgeous thing to read back, and also important as well, because you can tell, when you planted out something, what the weather was like. I always put a little spot at the top, about, it was frosty today, or the temperature was 21 degrees, it was raining, what I planted out, any notes on any plants coming up, or the first, fruiting of the tomatoes or apples or pears, etc. Today is all about seeding. And it's such a handy thing to have, and I keep it out here in the greenhouse. And it's my little thing I do first thing on a Saturday morning. I kind of update it for the week. And that's it for this Saturday. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. Mwah.